Living behind the glittering facade of fame and riches, celebrities in our society can sometimes appear untouchable. Observing genuine human connection is an uncommon occurrence. And today, we got to see one of those moments up close and personal thanks to Kelly Ripa. No one could have predicted this tragic decision. Kelly Ripa has been a mainstay of daytime television for many years. Kelly has brought happiness to millions of families through her roles in Reggie's Philbin and Ryan Seacrest, two of the most beloved live-action comedies of all time. She is well known and beloved around the globe for her boundless energy, sharp mind, and genuine charisma. However, the beloved visage we've all grown to adore takes on a new appearance today. Kelly Ripa is delivering a devastating announcement today. One that Kelly released an unexpected surprise just hours ago, shocking millions of admirers. Just think about the shock. Think about how shocking it would be to be laughing at Kelly's typical antics on TV and then have that moment vanish in an instant. Truly, that is the outcome. Kelly seemed noticeably more serious than normal when she stepped onto the live stage this morning. It was palpable in the atmosphere. It seemed like something was off. Kelly said the unthinkable with an emotionally charged voice, "I'm not coming back to life." The mere mention of those 6 words shocked the audience. It was quite difficult to comprehend for individuals of us who have been watching Kelly first thing in the morning for a long time. How is it that this is taking place? What could possibly motivate Kelly, who exudes confidence, to make a choice of this magnitude? Why was the question that occupied everyone's thoughts. Given how integral the show had been to Kelly's life, why would she decide to leave it? This was the show that had brought her fame and which we now watched every day. Somewhere, deeper than anyone could have imagined, is where the solution rests. Something so unexpected, so personal, and so profoundly impactful impacted Kelly's decision and her life's trajectory. Kelly may have seemed like the epitome of professionalism, always smiling and determined to see things through, but in reality she was carrying a burden we had no idea about. Kelly made it clear that this was not an impulsive choice. The thought of abandoning her life had been weighing heavily on her mind for weeks, if not months. Caught between her intense desire to spend time with her loved ones and her devotion to the show, it had become an intolerable cost. It was no longer acceptable for her to act as though nothing had changed. Something had changed in her life. But what exactly was Kelly bearing this entire time? Was it a tragedy in your family or in your life? Every single thing we believed we understood about Kelly would be completely turned on its head by the surprising answer. At long last, Kelly broke her silence today, telling the public the truth about why she really left. A family crisis had occurred. Now, more than ever, her loved ones and her soul needed her. Even though she had always been our pillar of strength and the source of happiness in our lives, she was suddenly confronted with a weightier responsibility than what the cameras could ever show. Mark Consuelos, Kelly's cherished spouse, and their children were the subjects of her open remarks. Mark, she said, had been through some really trying personal issues during the past few months. Kelly, on the other hand, had decided to be her most supportive self ever by being there for him and them. The motivation behind the choice was love, not duty. Having feelings for the guy who had stuck by her side the whole time. When Kelly told us that Mark needed her the most, the gravity of her statement became clear. However, it was not all. She hadn't made a complete decision. Something that made her much more susceptible to harm. Something much more unexpected. Everyone was stunned into silence as Kelly explained what came next. Kelly had been fighting health issues on top of everything else that was going on in her family. Battles that had slipped the radar of the general population. Even though she had done her best to conceal her health problems, they were finally beginning to affect her. There was more than Mark at play in her decision to withdraw. Kelly was also involved. Kelly broke down in tears as she revealed that she had been dealing with emotional and physical tiredness as well as the stresses of a public life. The needs of others had always come before her own, and she had done this for a long time. She had put her own health on the back burner while doing this. Some change occurred when she uttered those words. Running away from life wasn't merely a means of escape. That much was obvious. It was an important step on the road to recovery. Kelly was stepping down from more than simply a job. She strolled